A couple of months ago, it's almost been a year now. Tells you how long I've been putting off making this video. Almost a year ago, I released a video called The Twi-Files, a dossier on infamous vampire Edward Twilight, showcasing his misdeeds and outright villainy shown throughout the suckening. You know how I said, and I really prided myself on doing the research. Well, I forgot one major part, which would be re-listening to the source material fully through. Okay, listen. I have now listened to it back. I just forgot about the big party at Club Crepuscule and I didn't connect the dots fully. So this is an addendum to that original video. If you haven't already, please go and watch that first and laugh at how wrong I was. Man, that video did not age well. First things first, spoiler warning for the entire show. All of the suckening. If you haven't seen it, please go now and watch it. Give them $5. That's right. To watch the whole thing, it's only $5 on JuryShow.com. Go do it now. The first 5 episodes are free, but for the full effect, watch the whole thing. If you can't tell, this is my favorite campaign they've ever put out, and I will promote it until the end of time. With that out of the way, let's get one thing straight. Fixing my mistakes. Firstly, my main thesis in the original video was that Mr. Twilight diablerized his sire, who was the prince. This is demonstrably false because of one key fact. In the first draft of the script, I had added that the events seen in Shiloh's pensive trip during episode 10 happened in New York. But then I took it out because in the actual audio, Charlie doesn't describe where it takes place, which, okay. He was talking to Shiloh, who was only seen 2 places in total. Valid effort to not give out the information, but in my point of view, you, sir, make things a living hell for me. So where was I wrong, you may ask? Well, here's the thing about the game. In Vampire the Masquerade, the title of prince is often held by someone in actual rank of government, like a mayor. Like the mayor that died in Club Crepuscule. Okay, hear me out. Literally, so much happened in episode 5 that for some reason it just blocked out of my brain that it was all happening at the same time. There was a specific point where we learn that Edward is in LA just for this party. He may have a house in LA, but he's not technically a full resident of LA. He lives in New York. We also learn Arthur hung out with him with the Toreador clan in New York. Then the building is set ablaze. This dude, Daybringer Solomon, brings down a whole Hail Mary full of grace and the party is over. Sorry, I have a lot of thoughts. So to get my initial point completed, Edward Twilight was sick and tired of being casted off to the side and treated like a busboy for his clan. So he goes to Vivian Vex's lab in New York to get a funny facelift that ended up being a funny face stick. Then continues on to diablerize his sire, who was the primogen of the Toreador clan of New York. Then, after all of that, he blood bonds with everyone within the family, or whatever, in New York. And after all of that, Arthur hangs out with the clan for a few days, months, years, I don't know, wasn't specified. All culminating now to 2023, when the episodes were recorded. The suckening takes place in current day 2023, in a parallel universe where 9/11 didn't happen and Anthony never left Smosh. I do not care what the website says, it does not take place in 2012, that's just wrong. All culminating to current day, where Edward Twilight decides to go to Los Angeles for a party. The party at Elysium. Another thing I wanted to talk about in this video is a little retrospective on the episodes and characters. After listening to the campaign for a 3rd time, I noticed something kind of odd, but also refreshing from a narrative standpoint. The suckening could be classified as a villain's campaign, because the player characters are in the wrong. Let me explain. Amizel is a new vampire who fought his way to get through life, basically since conception. He doesn't know anything about culture, vampiric or human. Shiloh was raised in the culture, sure, but It was the old ways. Let's call it the Draculaic way. Arthur was unknowingly turned into a vampire, killed his own family out of hunger, and made his unlife mission to undo the curse and kill the person who has done this to him. So yes, he knows the modern vampire culture, but he doesn't care about it. Why would he properly care about something he's actively seeking to destroy? Sure, he's doing it from the inside, but deep down, he doesn't give a rat's ass about being proper to these monsters that upheaved his average British life. What I'm trying to say is that these characters are not the heroes of the story in both ways of what they are and their mentality towards the masquerade and others like them. What the characters do by the end of the first season, I'm holding hope in saying this, is disrupting something that is naturally occurring. The Cullen Games is a reskinned version of the Blood Hunt, which is when the prince of an area feels threatened by another vampire, so he calls upon every member of every clan to eradicate the offender. There's also a whole separate game called VTM Blood Hunt, which is a battle royale game for PC and PS5 that came out, oh would you look at that, early access November 2021. This is just something that happens. Yes, I know this sounds like I'm saying Edward Twilight did nothing wrong. He's done plenty wrong from a moral standpoint. Like I said in the Twi-Files, those points still stand. What I am saying is that his actions were warranted. Like the pit fight between Gabriel and Amizel, and the Cullen Games as a whole. They broke the rules. They have to suffer the consequences. Maybe commissioning clones of himself was a bit much, but I don't know. The final thing I wanted to talk about is what I think will happen in Season 2. Also, don't get mad at me for speaking my truth, voicing my opinion. If you want to say something different, then make your own video, your own Twitter thread. Here are my thoughts on the future of the suckening. First off, I think Amizel is going to be lost in purpose. I think his main goal is going to be finding Soda. How that ended was heavy, even for Amizel. He lost his best friend during something that was completely avoidable. Secondly, I think Shiloh will actually rise to a leadership role within the Dangs. How, you may ask? I don't think he will be going back to the Waylands to switch back. Since Amizel can just off himself to go back, he doesn't need to. So I think Shiloh is going to steal his brother's face and whole persona to go after the real Edward Twilight. Also with the help of actual Amizel on the side. Two Amizels running around LA, wreaking havoc sounds like a hell of a time. And finally, Arthur. Let's talk about Mr. McBrood over here. I think his story is done. He's done what he set out to do. I think in between seasons, he's going to continue to help Magnus to try and find and kill the vampire who killed his sister. And I think they'll be successful. But after that, I feel like Arthur will ask Magnus to kill him. So in Season 2, I do not think Arthur will return. We could get a new cool Grizzly PC though. Like I'll give you the idea of the Jimmy Buffett vampire for free, man. Do something with that. We could also get a Milo PC. Welcome Milo to the council. I get to talk about you now. I love the suckening with all of my heart. Because I am insane. And only an insane man would like this show. Like, look behind me. Look at this. The Suckening Season 2 will come out on my 30th birthday. Watch. I'm setting a timer right now, and if I'm right, you all owe me $20. This claim is seeming more likely now that they're moving to one campaign at a time. But now we'll be able to see what fucking face Charlie makes when he plays Edward Twilight. That's a plus? One final thing. I now have a Ko-Fi for both commissions and memberships. Both are $1. Where you can request I draw a character in this specific silly style that I've developed by accident, or gain access to the scripts and get to see videos early. Plus, maybe random clips of videos I think the editing job is cool for. Any funds I end up getting from this will go straight back into making videos. If you like what I make, why not drop a buck? Alright, bye.